I have always taken pride in being a Florida native. Growing up in the Sunshine State is a huge part of my identity. Therefore, I am heartbroken that yet another mass shooting has occurred in my home state during one of the most politically charged administrations in recent history. As Florida transformed from the Sunshine State into the Gunshine State in the eyes of onlookers, two important topics of conversation initially arose in my mind: the thousands of lives that have been lost as a result of gun violence, and the vicious cycle of disagreement between the right and the left. However, I then began to consider why the undeniable support that developed after the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooting has appeared more in the media than any other reaction to gun violence. It did not take long for me to realize that the habitual response of neutrality and silence on the issue has led to the discussion of gun violence disappearing into the shadows. I soon understood that the survivors from the Stoneman Douglas shooting have launched a movement for gun control by taking a stand. The outspoken survivors from this horrific incident and the supporters of the movement are taking a stand to create positive and lasting change. In most cases, this is easier said than done because there are fundamental steps that must be taken to make a difference that typically aren't. In the case of the advocates for gun control, however, they have already convinced major retailers to end relations with the National Rifle Association, President Donald Trump to consider banning bump stocks, and state lawmakers to propose gun control legislation within 2 months. They have been successful in taking a stand because they express their opinions to anyone willing to listen, state their beliefs despite the backlash they have received, seize every opportunity to spread their convictions, and deliver their views through various mediums. To take a stand, you must express your opinions to anyone willing to listen. If you find that you are not doing anything productive, use the time that you have to identify exactly what you believe in and continue to voice your perspective on that. Only 3 days after the MSD shooting, Emma Gonzalez, a senior at Stoneman Douglas High School and an activist for gun control, delivered a speech at a gun control rally. Although she stated that she should have been at home grieving, she recognized that she needed to take the responsibility upon herself to be the change that she wanted to see in the world. Next, state your beliefs despite the backlash you may receive. Yell your beliefs from the rooftops. Not everyone will agree with you because what you accept as your truth might not necessarily be everyone else's. So be receptive to discussion and keep an open mind. Finally, do not apologize if someone disagrees. At a town hall meeting on February 21st in Tallahassee, students and teachers from Marjory Stoneman Douglas came together to ask Florida lawmakers and NRA spokeswoman Dana Loesch questions that were related to gun reform. The students and teachers did not stand down. They did not hold back their questions, and most of all, they refused to be subdued by elected officials who held opposing beliefs. Third, seize every opportunity to spread your convictions. If there is a cause you are willing to champion 100%, do not falter in conveying your support. Set aside time each and every day to invest your energy in defending something that you will truly take a stand for. Opportunities for you to take a stand may not present themselves on the daily. Therefore, make those opportunities for yourself. Before the shooting in Parkland, the Never Again movement, an effort to stand up against gun violence, did not exist. The students at MSD High School created their own movement as a more impactful way to advocate for gun control and as a channel through which people could align with their cause. Lastly, deliver your views through various mediums. Ensure that your message is displayed and accessible on multiple social media sites. Nevertheless, do not limit yourself to social media because the possibilities to disseminate your ideas are endless. Spread your message through blogs, images, art, and videos. Distribute it in a manner in which it can be easily saved and delivered by viewers. Proponents of stricter gun laws have not only taken to social media to deliver their message, but have also made use of protests, posters, merchandise, and news networks. I urge you all to ask yourselves, how will I take a stand? Start first by telling yourself that the time to stand up is now, that enough is enough, and that you will not be silenced. Thank you.